Well, if I'm gonna have canned laughter, I might as well have canned cocktails. Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktail video coming at you. Now today we're going to talk about the margarita. I know we've already done the margarita before, but I had kind of an interesting experience. My wife and I went to a charity event wherein they were advertising they had tiki cocktails available. Now this is nothing against the place. They obviously don't have time for full-time bartenders, so instead of having a bartender, they served canned cocktails. I had two of them, and I thought they were both interesting. Maybe not something that I would buy on a regular basis. Certainly, I tried a Mai Tai canned cocktail, which I thought was quite bad. The other one was the margarita. I thought the margarita would be an interesting one because it is a very simple cocktail. You just have your tequila, your orange liqueur, and your lime juice. And so it would be a very, very good one to sort of test out. I know doing canned cocktails versus real cocktails is something that's particularly original in YouTube cocktailers. But I do think this is interesting, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. One of these I have already tried a sip of once before. The rest of the canned cocktails I have not tried. Now, I thought about originally using our winner from last week's taste testing, our Avion. However, I thought that was kind of unfair. I also am not going with the Salerno or the Cointreau as I normally would. I kind of want to make this a fair assessment, so I'm downgrading from Cointreau to just a regular triple sec. Siete leguas. I don't speak Spanish, so hate me in the comments. For tequila, we're still going to go with our fresh lime juice because I don't really think that is an unfair advantage. We're going to start off by making ourselves kind of a standard margarita that you get in most bars you find, and then we're going to try out 5 canned margaritas and see what we think about those. So let's start off by making our standard margarita. The recipe that I use and used in a previous video is just going to be a 1-1-2. We use 1 ounce of our lime juice, 1 ounce of our orange liqueur. In this case, again, using triple sec instead of Cointreau. Normally, if you're making yourself margarita, spend the extra money, get Cointreau. It's going to be better. And we're going to use 2 ounces of our blanco tequila. Margarita is just a really great cocktail. It's so simple. You can make a ton of them right in a row. You could get probably 3 of these in a shaker. 4 might be pushing it a little bit. But you can easily fit 3 of these in one shaker. So you got 2 friends over, you can make 3 cocktails all at once. Now, let's get ourselves some ice. And we got our ice. So, toss that in there. Give it a little bit of a shake. Alright, we got our chilled coupe glass. So we're just going to double strain that right on in. Once again, anytime you're using any kind of citrus juice, I would always double strain. I mean, I double strain most of the time anyway, to keep some ice chips out of there. But there you go. And so there we have our very basic margarita. It's really solid. You don't have to use top-end tequilas or even your top-end orange liqueurs to make a really solid tequila, to make a really solid margarita. Excuse me. I would use the fresh lime juice. Yeah, it spices it up a little bit. But now we have to ask our most important question. Can we have a canned cocktail that's going to stand up to just a very basic margarita? Or that might even surpass it? Let's grab some canned cocktails. And we have canned cocktails. So we're going to start off here with our Cutwater tequila margarita, lime tequila margarita, which I find it odd that they have tequila and lime in it when that's what's in the drink. It's fine. So this is actually the one that I tried when we were at the event. So I'm going to start off with this one. I thought this tasted okay. Maybe not fantastic, but okay. And I'm gonna, so these have all been pre-chilled, but I want to do as much as possible to help them out. So I'm also putting these in chilled rocks glasses with a cube of ice. So let's go ahead and try this one first. The flavor is very kind of, it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad cocktail. The flavor's a little dead. I mean, when you taste your fresh margarita, your tartness is coming through. It's a very kind of, it's a very alive flavor. This tastes like, it kind of tastes like a margarita, but less so. The citrus isn't really there. There's more sweetness. And by the way, if you like sweeter cocktails, you can always add a quarter of an ounce of simple syrup to a margarita if you want to. That is certainly a perfectly acceptable way to make a margarita. Tasting this again, sort of now next to a margarita, I don't love it. It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. But so the next one we're going with is our Fling. This is a craft cocktail. It says so right here, so you know it has to be. And this is from Boulevard. Sort of famous for some of their craft beers. I'm just gonna toss a little bit. Oh, and I should say, our Cutwater is 12.5% alcohol, so it's gonna be above most beers you're gonna find. So be a little careful with that one. Our Fling craft cocktail is 9%. All right, so let's see what we think of this one. That's actually quite a bit better. This one you're getting the citrus. The citrus is coming in. It does taste a little artificial. You know, again, we taste our traditional margarita. And there's a brightness and there's a sunniness to it. With this, I think it's good. It's a solid tasting margarita. But if you know that sort of flavor of kind of like tasting something that's not the real thing, but kind of an imitation of it, I think in this case it's a fairly good imitation of it, but it definitely does not taste, it doesn't taste like fresh lime. All right, next on the chopping block we have Oxtails. This one advertises itself as gluten-free. And this is just a margarita. This is 12% by volume. So this is just 0.5% under what our Cutwater was. So let's see what this guy comes like this. Now I should say all of these so far have been carbonated. I think it's just one thing that drink makers like to do. I think people like carbonated beverages. I don't need my margarita to be carbonated, but they seem to think that I want it carbonated. This smells bad. I don't know what it doesn't taste. You don't get the thing that you smell. You don't necessarily get on the palate. But there is something very off-putting on the odor here. Perhaps it is an oxtail. And maybe it does come through a little bit in the flavor too. A little nasty, I guess. I know it's not probably a great description. Maybe sweaty, old. I don't know. That's not good. That's not good at all. Not quite sure what they did here. It says a margarita made with tequila, liqueur, and certified colors. I'm not sure what you have to do to your colors certified, but I would say that it's not worth the effort. Yeah, I'm not sure. Ew, no, it's no, that's not good. Sorry, I'm sorry, Oxtails, but that is that it really doesn't even taste like a margarita at all. With our Cutwater, which is sort of, before I went on to this, it was sort of the one that I'd like least of these two. It tastes like a margarita, almost kind of like a flat margarita. This doesn't taste like a margarita, like at all. No, that's very bad. That's very bad. I hate to come out of a review and just say something's bad, but I tasted this and this is bad. I would not buy this one. All right, next on the list we have Zing Zang. It said it is made with all natural ingredients, so that's promising. This one is back to 9%, so it's like our Fling was. With a similar alcohol content, maybe we'll have a similarly delicious canned cocktail. By the way, in this I realized I didn't go back and taste the traditional margarita, but I don't need to. That is, yeah, we can write that one off. All right, so this is a Zing Zang, again, 9% alcohol by volume, all natural ingredients. That's not bad. It's a little. This one is. It is not as flavorful as the Fling, but it also doesn't taste. It doesn't have that sort of artificial flavor to it. So I don't know which one of these I'd kind of go with. The Fling has a more robust flavor, especially a lot more robust with the citrus, whereas this doesn't. But this also tastes a little bit more natural. I think I'd probably go with the Fling, although this is a good effort. And I'm going to go back and taste that one again before we're done. That's interesting. It tastes more natural. It tastes like something that somebody made rather than something that was developed in a laboratory. And finally, could we do a thing about margaritas that including our old friend Jose Cuervo? The answer is probably yes, we probably could have, but we aren't going to. So Jose Cuervo Margaritas is 8% alcohol by volume. It says it's ready to drink, so let's hope so. It doesn't really say. Oh, so it says lime margarita made with Jose Cuervo tequila, triple sec, natural flavors, and again, certified color. So we've already had one experience with certified color, so that does not bode well, but we'll see. So far, our two other 9% have been the better of the two, and this is an 8%, so maybe less alcohol by volume leads to a better flavor. I don't think that's the case, but we can certainly try. All right, let's see what this guy tastes like. There's nothing immediately nasty on the nose, which is certainly a good start. Kind of interesting. The initial flavor is actually pretty good, I think, but it seems to dissipate very quickly. This is real light, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of think it depends on your perspective. If you're outside in the summertime and you just finished mowing the lawn and you just kind of want something that's light and refreshing, I think you'll probably be pretty happy with this. If you're looking for a complex cocktail, well, if you're looking for a complex cocktail, I probably would make your own cocktail. But if you're just looking for something that's kind of, got a little bit more layers to it, this probably wouldn't be the one I'd go with, but it's not bad at all. Like I said, the flavors are, it's sort of weird. The flavor is very good, I think, or quite good. Maybe, well, I don't know the best, but quite good. But it does not remain on the palate for very long. I think it's also a little sweeter than the others. I'm going to go back through and taste each one of them one last time, because I think also it's important to see which ones come off as either too sweet or too dry. Well, we'll pour a little more of this guy a little bit. Don't hold out much hope. So this time I'm going to go back in. We're going to taste our original again. I'm going to kind of look on. By the way, it's canned cocktails. They're all fairly sweet. There's not really a dry cocktail up here. Except for this one. Which I think still prefer. So this is our Cutwater. So going back through, I think this is the one where you get the tequila. You can actually taste the tequila. So if you're somebody who likes tequila, it's a good thing. For somebody who doesn't like tequila, why are you drinking a margarita to begin with? But maybe I wouldn't go this direction. This is our Fling. And I sort of talked about the other ones. This says made with American agave spirit. So this isn't really a margarita, technically. If we're being real technical. A margarita is supposed to be made with tequila. If an agave spirit is not made in Mexico, it's not a tequila. So this isn't really a margarita, but we're not super strict on that type of thing as far as if you call it a margarita, it's close to a margarita. We'll let it go. So this says natural spirits, lime, salt, and other natural flavors. So maybe my saying it has an artificial flavor is just, you know, kind of in my mind. Again with this one, it seems like it's a little less sweet than the others, and again, you really do get that lime right there, right on the palate, and I think it sticks around a little bit. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, this is definitely on the sweeter side. Oh, let's try going back into this thing. It is very unpleasant. The nose, you bring it up to your nose. Maybe if you drink this out of a can, then the nose isn't going to affect you as much. But I'm drinking it out of a glass, and as soon as it gets to here, you catch that nose, and it is like old carpet. I don't know if that's a tasting note, but or a nosing note, but just like old carpet. The flavor's bad too. I can't quite put my finger on exactly what's going on there, but none of it's good. I don't think it's overly sweetened, but I think that's like the least of its that is damning with very faint praise with this one. All right, going through Zing Zang again. I think this is a little sweet. Given sort of my experience with these things, I'm surprised these aren't more sweet. I mean, they are sweet, but the American palate has a tendency to like just sugar and tons of it and everything. I don't think any of these are massively oversweet, which is a good thing. I think the Cutwater is probably the sweetest so far, but it's still not. It's not cloyingly so. And go back to our Jose Cuervo. It's really. I think overall, if I had to make a determination, I think that our if you want something that's real that's got a real citrus to it and has kind of real robust flavor, I would probably go with the Fling. I think that it's got that citrus. It's got a real aggressive flavor. It's very refreshing. It's just real nice. If you want something that's a little easier to sort of process, I would go with the Jose Cuervo Sparkling Margarita, because it's got that refreshingness, but it also isn't sticking around too long. So you kind of taste it, it's good, and it's gone. Which kind of sounds bad, but I think also if you're somebody who's not a big cocktail person, you just want to pick something up on a hot day that's going to be refreshing and isn't going to stick around too long, I think that you probably like the Jose Cuervo Sparkling Margarita quite a bit. And I'm sorry, Oxtail, but I can't abide you. But what I think you'd probably be the best doing is just buy yourself a bottle of tequila, buy yourself some Cointreau or triple sec, and squeeze a lime and make a real one. And on that perhaps unsurprising note, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink.